Good day, everyone. Here I am again. And it's usually, sometimes life gets in the way, thinking I've been on like yesterday. But the last one, that was, I think, about 3 days ago. So I thought it was time. And it took a while, because it's early morning, close to 5 a.m. here. Today, the law of positivism healing oracle wanted to bring us some guidance, some messages, or just a little chat with us. And again, there are a lot of things going on in the world. Loads of energy changes, which can overload your system. Now I've been doing some clearing in the house again, because a lot of spiritual people, they're more out helping others, bringing messages to others. That is more important than have a really neat OCD home. And there are those that cannot operate without a very neat home. But it's a work of art. It's a process. It's part of the healing journey. And if you are anything like me, that clearing up, well, can be very, very exhausting. I'm a person, I've had this my whole life. I'm getting better. The further I am on my healing journey, the better I get in clearing out my house. Getting things done the way it should be. But I'll let you know how I have been when I wanted to clear up stuff. Sorting things, going through changes, getting things in place, throwing stuff out. And I'm just going to show you an example, like a pen. They need to be in a certain place that you can get them the way you want them when you need them. So I pick up the pen. Okay, that should be near my desk of my computer. I go to my computer. And keep in mind, it's no longer there. It's not the way it used to be. But then I do my computer. Oh, I need to clear up my desk. Then I find something, maybe like a screwdriver, and that was my headset against the mic. Like a screwdriver. Oh, that should be with all my equipment, like screwdrivers and other stuff. Because I like to do a lot of things myself. That pen is still in my hand. I go over to put that in the right spot. I get there. That's a mess. So I start over there. And by the time, and yes, I do leave that in my hand. Eventually, I've been throughout my place. Oh, for this to put there, I need to bring that over there. But to be able to be there, I have to. And by the time I've been through my whole place, these two items are still in my hand. And I've learned to accept that I am as I am. I am a perfectionist. I do feel that in a way I do have something like they call OCD. When I dive into a task, I dived in deep, but so deep that when I'm exhausted and then all of a sudden I feel like, why am I feeling so low in energy? Why am I so tired? Oh, when I started 3-4 hours ago, I was hungry and I forgot to eat. So then I'm going to eat something. And then I look around. Yep, I went through a whole house and nothing was done. Throughout my healing journey, I have learned to accept it. I just designate now a corner I want to start in. Stack the stuff that needs to go to a certain spot in the house. Clear that spot. And then continue working from there. Bringing stuff away, and I've brought a lot of stuff to the dump. Things that never should have moved with me when I moved to this place. Which brings the negative energy or the down energy or the not too positive energy to your new place. Finding out nothing gets picked up costs a lot of money. So you end up putting it as far away as you can. And now don't think that you can't walk in the house. That's not the problem. It's in a spot. It was in a spot. I had no trouble. I had no problems walking in my place, except when I opened the door to my storage place, looking, yep, I need to get that out. Well, beginning of this year, I had a chance to get a better car. Bought myself a little trailer behind the car. A perfect match. Something I have been manifesting for years and years and years. Now, with my body not being able to handle, to lift many things and walk with it and continue until it's all gone, I can now load it up, and when I feel it's enough for my body, I just stop and go at it the next day or the day after. And that way, slowly but surely, all clutter gets cleared up. This is just an example, because this could also be thoughts, emotions. And once, years ago, when I started sorting, I had finally someone to help me, because I could not lift it. And then every item I picked up, she started asking me what emotions I was feeling. And I was like, what emotions I'm feeling? Why did I hold on for it so long? I didn't have a problem of letting go that stuff. I had a problem with transport, getting it to where it needed to go. And then they focused on that one item. And then one day, we finally were able to bring it. She asked again, How do you feel? I said, I'll show you. I grabbed one thing, smashed it. Thank God that is gone. Years of frustration left. They never understood. Now I do have resources that if I ask for help, I do get help. I do a lot myself, but I do get help when I ask. And it's all about getting the right persons in your life that do not judge, that do not question why you've been holding on for so long. Because keep in mind, some people don't have a problem of letting go. So maybe when you have a little trailer or you can transport it for them, offer it to them and allow yourself to be amazed how much they throw in that transport to be dumped. And yeah, that's sometimes all they need. Don't question the way they do things, because sometimes it's only because clearing out can be the most draining there is. And with all the conditioned stuff we have done, because when I pulled these cards, and yes, you see 4 cards in front, the first one jumped out, then the second 2, these 2, jumped out together, stuck together. I had to literally pry them, pull them apart. And the 4th one was flipped upside down in between the cards, sticking out. And in a way, these cards could represent a reason why some people that are so sensitive have trouble clearing out stuff. Because the first card that comes out, it says, I have an energetic body and the power to transform myself and my life. Just know that everyone has an energetic body. Clutter, well, it's not a big help. It is so draining. You need to go through it, but your body says no. Because your body is an energetic body. You have a lot of power to transform yourself and your own life. But that doesn't mean it leaves energy to get anything else cleared. So those that have that kind of problem, keep asking. Keep asking. And those that judge are not the right people. Because you know what you want. They say, well, if you're happy living like this, no, it's not about that. It is just training. So the message, the law of positivism, healing oracle, wants to bring us that be aware how much energy it takes to heal your own body. that you can literally look at one pen or even a paper clip that's laying on the floor. You know you need to pick it up. Either throw it in the bin or put it in a spot where it belongs. And you just cannot bring yourself to it, to just do it. Because you know, if you've experienced it the way I have, that picking up that clip is just the start of going through the whole house, ending up only things get moved around. And you still, when you're done, in the same situation. Well, take that time. Don't beat yourself up. Because they want you also to know my heart space is abundant and flowing. You love yourself. Even though when people tell you, well, you don't love yourself. Yes, you do. You do love yourself. But we are conditioned that loving yourself is having a place or a mind that is completely clear of clutter. That it's literally like anyone that would walk into your house thinks they walk into a showroom. It's that clean. But when you cannot bring yourself to it, somehow deep down you know you need the time to rest, to think, to make a plan. Because by taking rest is a sign of loving yourself. Now, if you can find a way to take a small bag, a small box, and write on that things to be dumped, and just pick up that what needs to be done, put it in. When it's full, store it at the closest place where it is easy to be transported out of the house. Then sit down and enjoy that little box, because you've managed to do something. Enjoy it and let your heart space fill up with abundant energy, because it is flowing. You have achieved the biggest, literally the biggest achievement that everyone was telling you you could not do. I know it's not out of the house yet, but maybe the next day or the day after, or even longer time in between. You focus on that box, bringing it to be dumped where it needs to be dumped, either in a garbage container or straight to a dump site. If you only have a bicycle, make sure it's a box that you can easily fit on your bike. It's a start of clearing clutter. And if you keep doing that, slowly and surely, it will clear out. And you can do the same things for this stuff that are important, that has emotional meaning because it's from an inheritance. I can take one box, write on it to be stored for safekeeping or anything you want, and fill that box and put that in a place that's, well, if you can, out of sight, but you know it's there. Slowly and surely, that clutter starts to get meaning. It's easier to breathe, and sometimes you need time. That's a way of loving yourself. Because when you see the small things, and keep in mind, if this box is big enough for you, it is a box filled with the things that needed to go or needed to be kept safe. And some people could think, this is madness. You should go after. But when you have slowly worked your way towards putting the stuff that needs to be dumped, for example, at this spot, put on it the word dump. That needs to be stored. Store it. That will be on another spot. So if someone comes in, listen, you can say to them, I've done as much as I can. All the things that has the word dump on it, take it, because it needs to go. Please do not ask questions why it took me so long. Because that could be an answer you don't have. And it could be you needed so much healing that there are days that you think, I have filled that box. And slowly you can make that box bigger when it's getting easier and easier. And if you have friends, ask them to get rid of those boxes that has the, or bags. Put, for example, a red ribbon around a bag of shit, of stuff that needs to be dumped. You can say anything that has red needs to be dumped. Can you help me do that? And they, again, when they don't want to do that or question it, find another person. It took me a lot of years before I found those that do not judge. And when I ask, they do come. Now that brings me to the third one. You see those bears? They just walk a path. If they cannot get up, they just keep walking. And it says, I completely surrender to my path. And if your path or part of your path is to sort through clutter, because keep in mind, every box of clutter that gets dumped could be past life experiences, could be past life spells or other stuff that held you back, that were put in place to pull you back, that you were not allowed to have a good life with beautiful stuff and a beautiful place. So to get all those things in place, just tell yourself, if you don't know how to do it, just repeat it. I completely surrender to my path. And if that means you don't be able to do anything for days, then so be it. And then one day you find yourself getting that pen and something to put it in, and you just collect it and put it in a place where you can reach it. And that brings me to the last card. Because to get all these things done, to get where you want to go, just keep in mind, and I will read first through the other three because they're connected. They're all connected. Keep in mind, I have an energetic body and the power to transform myself and my life. And if you do not know the amount of power you have, you might throw it in places where it doesn't belong. Keep your energy to yourself, they say. No. Just ask the universe and Mother Gaia that anything you give out that comes from love gets replenished. And anything that's from anger, throw it out and ask Mother Gaia and the universe before you throw it out to help you clear it and let it return to you because it belongs to you. But if you don't know the amount of power you have, it could leave your body in a lot of stress, which can lead to feeling ill, feeling exhausted. My heart space is abundant and flowing. If you feel stuck, just repeat to yourself, my heart space is abundant and flowing. And that can be scary. It took me a long time before I was able to let go and surrender to my path. And that's when my heart space started to feel abundant and flowing. And the last one, I think, is the most important, where it's all connected, everything I said. I let go of limiting thoughts that are holding me back. I let go of limiting thoughts that are holding me back. Well, it might be some people keep a journal. Take a page, write down on one half of that page. You can split it in half from top to bottom or from left to right. One part is what is holding me back. And that other part, what can I do to get moving forward? So if one of the things, that's why I'm doing those messages like this. In a way, they say you are really good on camera. But this, I love to show everyone the cards because I read them intuitively. Yeah, and if you don't see the cards, how could it be I'm right? It can bring doubt. And it can be that someone just sees something else. Because everyone has a different way of reading the cards. When I lay down the cards, my intuition starts to kick in already. I start receiving messages. And today, they told me basically to tell you the story of my path, my healing path. And right now, I'm ready. My limiting thoughts, I brought the things in place to get the things done. Now, my physical body is not that I can get up in the morning at 8 a.m., get some breakfast, drink maybe some coffee, and start at 9 and continue till everything is where it needs to go. Because that means going far over my limitations. So I learn to work around it. I'm not able, like limiting thoughts, I'm not able to ever bring it away. Because if I walk with one thing that's heavy, I have to sit down for an hour, 2 hours, sometimes even a day or 2 days before I'm able to pick up the next thing. That held me back. And yes, I was lucky that I was able to provide my independence, that I can fill up a little trailer, and when it's full, sometimes I wait a couple of days or a week, and then I go to that dump with the thought, why you were holding me back, the frustration of years of build-up. And I just dump that shit, literally that shit, in the dump, in the bins, at the dump site, and it's gone. Sometimes it gives me so much energy that I can start filling up that trailer again. And that's how I also have been clearing out all the traumas I have experienced, the nasty, negative patterns people try to put on me. So you can try to write it down, but every time when you have a limiting thought, you can ask, why do I have the limiting thought? And how can I move away from it? I let go of limiting thoughts that are holding me back. And that's what I got for today. And I'll finish off that anyone that is watching the replay, I welcome you. I thank you. I'm grateful when you take the time to listen to this message. And this can be a message that when you come across it, it is the right time for you to see it or hear it. Mostly hear it. And if you like more of this, Please, if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. Like or leave a comment, preferably both like and comment, because I would love that these messages would reach more people than there are on my channel right now. So sending you love, light and healing. And I wish you a great day, even if you feel low. I send out that spark of light for you to follow, to begin your movement forward. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you another time.